Hey, how you guys doing today? As you can clearly see, the quality here is not the best, but that's because I didn't have an HD TV at the time, so I just recorded the game as it happened with my laptop. So sorry about the quality, but I figured it was more about what I was showing. This is the highest I've ever made it on Riese solo. The highest I've ever made on Riese. Non-solo is 42 with my brother. And this actually was it probably only took me like an hour and a half to get to 40, or I ended up getting to 39. And I basically just group them up out back where I am. And you just do the circles. You just really, for zombies, Riese is one of the easier maps. You just got to group them up out back. Once you get a full group, run them through the electrical barrier, then run up top, and you stay up top there until they get to you, and then you fall down and you can buy the barrier again. And then you get rid of 2 groups of zombies in a matter of 2 minutes, and that speeds up the rounds ridiculously. But it's I never upgraded a gun in this too. I got the waffle and the ray gun by round like 15, I think, and then I just used the ray gun mostly as a point getter. You really don't want to use the ray gun that often when shooting your crowd, unless you know it's the last group, because the crawlers that you'll create can be pretty deadly to you, because they'll block your way, and then you'll end up getting yourself trapped, and then once you're trapped, you're just wasting quick revives. I ended up, I was down to my last quick revive on round somewhere in the 30s. This is actually the first zombie map that I've played in for probably a couple months. And I was trying to do Modern Warfare 3, and I was just like, what the hell, I suck right now. So I was sick of that, and I was just like, alright, let's just try some old-fashioned zombies and see how that goes. And be amazed what happens when you take a break from it for a while. You either play it a lot and you do good, or you can, for me anyway, you can take like a couple months off and then you'll be doing great. But zombies is really the best way to be successful in zombies is to be patient. Because if you're not patient and then you jump a gap because you think the gap's closing and you think really fast and you should jump through it, you're really not going to get that far, because you know that all the zombies are going to run in a straight line to you. So all you really have to do is group them up in a corner, and then once you know that they're going to that corner, you just got to manipulate the map so that you can create a hole around them, or a crop circle, as most people call it. And in the end, I ended up dying because I was just thinking too fast. I was up top there. I already ran him through once near the end of round 39, and I was up top, and I jumped after a zombie hit me. I jumped down, and it was one of those rare occasions where when you jump down, it actually hurts you. So instead of just running back around, I said, oh, I was thinking about it too. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna die when I jump through this electrical barrier. But I was just like, yeah, just chance it. And man, doesn't that suck sometimes? You jump right through there, make yourself look like an idiot, but it's alright. But the Wonder Waffle is by far the best Wonder Weapon, considering it insta-kill on any round that you're on. And it's really just a nice way to speed up the game. But I also want to talk about Black Ops 2 zombies. If you guys didn't see my breakdown of the trailer, that's on my channel. And also, really, there's some key points to it. Right in the beginning, you see that you start in the bus, and it looks like you're doing a campaign type game mode, or it might be a skill challenge game mode, and there's different checkpoints, which you would see as the skull, and then the skull with the skull with the sword, and then the skull with spikes, are all different challenges. First one is zombies are walking. You get guns, which we're not sure yet if you start out with guns or if you just have to get your way up with points. We also don't know really if it is a campaign or if it's a challenge, and either or, you don't know what the mission is, because it might just be each stop you have to survive for a certain amount of time, and the further challenge-wise you go, the more the longer your stop is, or the longer you have to survive. And then you don't know if it's continuous, where if you have like $10,000 left over after the first challenge, will that continue over the second one? Or since it's a campaign possibly type thing, each spot is different and you have to start all over money-wise. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. And then there is still power-ups, as you see about midway through the trailer. They show that the zombies drop power-ups, and also midway through the trailer, whether it's just because they modded the game so that they could have a better trailer, or because of it being a special equipment, you see that there's a lot of zombies grouped up in one area. So that would, in my mind, that represents the zombies being like a zombie monkey, or the monkey bombs, or something, maybe a new invention that may have come out. And along with this, you can see that this is a continuation of the last Easter egg on Moon. And if some of you guys weren't able to complete the last Easter egg, in the end, after you complete it, one of the main characters gains control of the zombies, and that's why the zombies' eyes are blue, if you're wondering about that. And then they blow up Earth. They send 4 missiles, or 3 missiles at Earth to blow it up to try to end the apocalypse on Earth. But as you can clearly see from the trailer of Black Ops 2, it clearly didn't work, because you see that the bus is driving in an area where it's beat up. It's clear that the missile's been launched there, because if you remember from when you go to Pack-a-Punch after you launch the nuke, you can compare the new map to Pack-a-Punch after you launch the missiles, and they're pretty similar in looks. So you realize that it's actually survivors, and I don't know what they're going to do with this, if there's new characters, or if our fan 4, the favorite 4, are going to go back to Earth to try to find other survivors, or try to find something because they forgot something. But we'll all get those answers in the next month. We actually only have 1 month left for all of you guys out there. It's going to be a long month, I can tell you that, but it will be an awesome couple of weeks. And I did just get an HDTV a couple days ago, so hopefully I will get everything figured out, and I'll be able to upload either live, or I'll record live and upload it the same day, so all of you guys can see the maps, and I'll show you guys my strategies and what I'm going to do on them. The campaign or the skill challenge, I'll show you guys what I'm going to do for that, and it'll just be a lot of fun, I think. And then also, any of you multiplayer fans out there, I'll update you on the new system if you haven't been listening to IGN, or if you didn't watch the E3 event over the summer. Instead of they're changing the create a class system, so now you're allowed 10 points for every class. And with 10 points, you can use it on weapons, perks, equipment. So if you want, you can have one weapon with 3 attachments with a couple perks, or you could have no weapons and you could have 6 perks, and then you could just pick up a gun and then you'd be all set from there. They're also creating a new theater mode type thing where it'll be more friendly to live streaming, and they're adding a lot more tools to theater mode again. The last I heard, they're actually going to have a theater mode for zombies, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Of course, you have the new zombies will have the new weapons, and then you also have new multiplayer. There's a new game mode that's basically King of the Hill, where your team holds position for a long enough time, then you get points for doing that, and then the position moves somewhere else and you have to capture that hill. And that'll be pretty fun, I think. And they got, instead of doing the currency, what they're gonna do is they're gonna have every level up, or every often you're gonna get a point, and you can use that point to unlock equipment, a gun, or anything else like that, and then you can then add that on. And they're also changing prestiging, because they didn't really like how there's a lot of people who just stay at level 50 because they didn't want to go through and lose everything. So from what I understand, there will be 80 unlocks or more that you'll have to get, and when you prestige, if you don't prestige, you won't be able to unlock everything the first time around. And the only way to unlock everything is if you keep prestiging. But when you prestige, you don't lose all your weapon upgrades and all your weapon progress, and you don't lose all your unlocks. Instead, you're allowing yourself to get more unlocks and more upgrades on your guns, and they're basically just trying to make it more friendly to prestige and more attractive to prestige, instead of oh, why would I want to prestige? I'm just going to lose every single thing that I've had. I'm going to lose all my gold guns and everything. Instead, this time you're going to keep it all. So they're really trying to make some pretty big improvements here. For all you non-Call of Duty fans, it's probably you'll probably just harass it all or whatever and say, oh, well, it's the same game. But if you think about it, every game that comes out and there's a sequel, of course it's going to be mostly the same game. Otherwise, why would they change everything? If you want to change everything, then you'd buy a different game that has what you're looking for. For all the people out there who are complaining about how you can't drive vehicles and stuff with Battlefield 3 versus Modern Warfare 3, it's like, yeah, they're two different games. World at War tried having tanks, and it just didn't really work out. But that's everything I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.